as Draisaitl and McDavid. They don't have that. What they do have is a team that can beat you in a lot of ways, which leads us to the Penguins. And I want to bring this up because Joe Hunter on Twitter, you can tweet us at KDPomp, at Paul Zeise, says there should be no goalie controversy. Murray has a sub-900 save percentage. That has allowed 4 goals in his last 4 starts. I understand that, Joe. I'll get Paul's take on this. Tristan Jarry's played very well. Right now, he has a .936 save percentage. That's the best in the NHL. However, all you have to do is go back to last year and see how Matt Murray struggled early on, and then he turned up some really great numbers the second half of the season and put together a solid year. Well, in your mind, is there a goalie controversy?
It's temporary. You let Tristan Jarry play right now. You're just trying to win games. It's December. So you let him play. He's hot right now. Let him play until he's not hot anymore. I mean, you know that Matt Murray's probably your better goaltender. You know what I'm saying? But if Tristan Jarry's playing better right now, all you're trying to do is win games. It's December. Eventually, I mean, you got 80 games. You
have a lot coming up here in the next week and a half.
Right,
so they both are going to get their
exactly. You let him play, then Murray will figure it out. He usually struggles for a while. That's just how he is. Once he figures it out, he's your goaltender. But for now, I would play Jarry as long as you can play him.
I never have enough good goaltending. And Casey DeSmith's playing very well down in the AHL. To me, you got to have a lot of depth. That's one of the most important positions you're going to find. So if you have 2 guys, fine. I like that better than having one. That one gets injured and you have nobody else. So at this point, I agree. Just roll them, see how they're playing. And then at the end of the year, if you have money and contracts, and eventually Matt Murray's going to need a new contract, that may factor into this as well. But we'll see. That's down the road. In the meantime, let's go out to Will in McKees Rocks. What's up, Will? How are you?
Hey, guys. How are you this evening?
We're good, thanks.
Hey, good. I just had a comment and a question about the Steelers, if you don't mind. I am worried about this game Sunday. One factor I think that could be very major in this game is Larry Fitzgerald. He always plays very good against, the Steelers. And my question is, what is the definition of a trap game, and could this potentially be one?
Thanks, Will. Paul, do you believe in trap games, and is this one?
No, I don't believe in trap games, but I do believe that there are certain games that if you look at, the schedule, they're supposed to win, but sometimes you just don't win. I mean, there's a lot of – I never believe that teams are overlooking this team or overlooking that team. I think, it's hard to play really well every single week. And, sometimes a team like Arizona, who struggled, but they've actually won some games.
They gave San Francisco all they can have.
Yeah, they play well, and if they play well and you don't play at your best, it just happens.
Yeah, but it's trap games typically happen between 2 really tough opponents, rivalries on either side, and all of a sudden there's a game you're supposed to win, you don't show up, or you think you can win without showing up and you end up losing. But I don't know that this would qualify as that, Will. Thanks for calling. Let's go to Josiah, a good friend down in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Spurs. How's Pop's team doing this year, Josiah?
Oh, terrible, man. And the funny part is that they're not giving him any heat. He deserves it. He's been terrible this year. But loving the studio, I got 2 quick questions for you. First question, with Kevin Colbert, it was reported that his contract expires at the end of the season. Do you think the Steelers may be getting another GM because David Tepper, he was with the Steelers and maybe they may try to get him there? Second, with Tuitt, maybe trying to cut him because he cannot stay healthy on the field. And you guys use this on the number 1 sports call Sunday. Cut Tuitt and give that money to Dupree for the franchise tag. Do you think that's good or no?
Well, I like Stephon Tuitt. Now, he has been injured, but when he's on his game, and what I saw at the beginning of the season, he was trending to being a dominant player, and I think that's what he's capable of. That's a tough question. They have a lot of financial decisions, Paul. You have him, Dupree. You have Hargrave, who's played extremely well. You have Mike Hilton. And down the road, you have to be mindful that T.J. Watt will be new, next year. Right. You got to deal with him long term. And you also have Juju Smith-Schuster at this point as a wild card to me. What would you do?
Well, I mean, I think that you have to probably sign Dupree and you probably have to sign Watt coming up next year. I would like to see them sign Hargrave. The other guys you have to fit in. But correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there going to be a lot of money coming off the books next year because of Brown? Antonio Brown,
yes.
They're going to get some money freed up.
Still, they're going to have all this money tied up. Like Roethlisberger's still a heavy hit. At some point you have to make call. I'm a big Stephon Tuitt fan. I think
I am too. But if he's been a guy. If you can't rely on him to be healthy all the time or a majority of the time, as much as you like a guy, and I would say the same thing about James Conner. He's a great story. It's an inspiring thing, and we love him here in this town. But he can't stay healthy. So how do you keep him around? How do you pay him big money, or how do you pay him any money?
Let's go out to David and Butler. And by the way, the second half of that question before David talks here is that Kevin Colbert, it's his call. It's up to him year to year. He's made that clear. You know, he wants to make sure that he can bring the energy back year after year, and he's earned that right after all these years in Pittsburgh. David, go ahead.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good,
Thanks for taking my call.
Mm-hmm.
There's two things I wanted to comment. First, you had a caller that just talked about Popovich being under heat. Are you kidding me? Popovich under heat? I mean, the man's earned the right. Okay?
Yeah, he's got 5 championships, and he brings, every year they have a very good team.
Plus,
Their struggle
yeah.
this year, they lost like 9 in a row at one point of the season.
Isn't he going to hand it off to that Becky Hammond or whatever her name is, right?
That's part of the,
Yeah, that's possible.
moving forward.
My second comment was 2 weeks ago I called in, and I probably didn't make myself very clear. It's about Lamar Jackson. I still believe Lamar Jackson is right now 198 yards away from the league-leading rushing title. Not the quarterbacks, the rushing title. I still believe it may not be this season, but I believe there will be one season that he leads the league in the National Football League in rushing.
If I'm John Harbaugh, I don't want that. If I'm John Harbaugh, the last thing I want is to lead a rushing title. I don't want it. I want him to be a quarterback, and I think as time goes on, you're going to see him get away from relying on his legs and relying more on his arm. I think he's got a great arm. I think he's accurate, and I think that's an underrated portion of his game. People want to make it sound like he can't throw. He can throw, and you don't want him to undergo hits.
I don't believe that at all. I'm sorry. I don't disagree with what you're saying. He's an excellent passer, but you can't stop him running.
Yeah, but he can stop himself with an injury.
He's almost going to gain 100 yards
He's bigger. I'll say the one thing about him is he's bigger than a lot of these other guys like Vic and RG3 and some of these other guys that were running and got hit and knocked out of games. He's a little bigger and more durable, so I think he can take a little bit more.
But all it takes is one bad hit.
Yeah, it does.
I love the fact that he's passing with much more accuracy than what was expected, but I still believe that this is going to be unheralded, that he's going to lead the league and someday in rushing. And it's not something they want, but I just think he's going to do it.
Well, he might. He certainly has the talent. He's very, very good. The Steelers had a pretty good recipe against him, and they'll play him again maybe at the end of the year, and we'll see if they can still do that. And the Steelers got their hands full this week with Kyler Murray, who can offer the same sort of escapability. We got to take a break. 412-575-2600. That's the number of the Bordas & Bordas hotline. Give us a shout right here live on Pittsburgh CW.